All right, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sid Linus, checking in. What's going on, y'all? This is Virtue.News Sports. I have to apologize because I'm a day late. I like to get the preview shows out on Thursday earlier before the Thursday night game. I was not able to do that this week with a little bit of a switch in my schedule, but so I'm doing it right now before the Sunday games and the Monday night games. We got a couple Monday night games here, so we're actually recording this after the Eagles and Giants game. But first, let me give myself, just the proper introductions of the show. This is Virtue.News Sports. We record this show live in the Fanbase audio room. Make sure you download the app, the Fanbase app, so that you can join us while we're doing our live recording. And make sure you join the camp, Virtue.News Sports. Make sure you follow @Sid Linus. That will allow you to, anytime that we go live, you are able to be here and be able to chime in on a lot of the topics we have about the NFL. Also, make sure that you log on to Virtue.News, the online publication for all of your news needs. And it's a great news source, and they sponsor our show here. Right now, I got Rodney with me, Helicopter Dad on Fanbase, and we're going to go ahead and jump into these games. We're going to break down a couple different news topics. Then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We also know that we actually are going to do talk about the top 5 power ranking teams heading into week 6. Now remember, we're going to break down the Eagles and Giants game on the preview on the week 6 recap. So right now we're doing the week 6 preview. And one of the games we would have talked about was the Eagles and Giants game that actually happened. We all know that the Eagles lost to the New York Giants, which was a little bit surprising. And there's so much to actually break down from this game. I mean, this game had a lot of things to really talk about. Really did a lot of different aspects to talk about. But 34-17, the Eagles lost. But we will come back to that game on Tuesday of next week when we do our recap of week 6. So let's move over to the next game. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is a great game. We just bought our granddad a Shedeur Sanders jersey. And it came in the mail to him this week, so he said they're going to win some games now. But right now, Dylan Gabriel is still the starting quarterback. 22 for 37, 3 touchdowns, 209. Aaron Rodgers is 74 for 108, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks. This is probably going to be a really good game because I think the Cleveland Brown defense is really going to hold up. We're gonna be able to see what Dylan Gabriel looks like on his second week of being a starter and not being overseas. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at 3-1. I think if they can get to 4-1, we'll start hearing a little bit of different conversations about what this team can be and what this team looks like. I'm picking the Steelers to win this game probably by a touchdown. But Rodney, what do you think about this Cleveland Brown Pittsburgh Steelers game? That's going to be on CBS and is going to be in Pittsburgh?
I can't get over the fact that they have, and I know I'm not addressing the question head on just yet, but I can't get over the fact that they have third string quarterback jerseys for sale. I mean, currently now second string. I give them that, but I mean, that means I should be able to go out here and find a Bubby Brister jersey.
Yo, oh my goodness.
What is this?
Yo,
how is that a thing?
Yo, I have not heard Bubby Brister in so long. But I'm gonna tell you what, cut. I'm gonna tell you. Look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that's so funny about it is that so I think look. He did get picked in the 5th round, but I think they were thinking that he was going to get picked like super early. So like after the draft, a bunch of jerseys came out like immediately. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't think his was like immediate. It was almost like they had to like they were thinking like, yo, we can actually make some money on this jersey. You know what I'm saying? Because it's right after the draft. It was like Travis Hunter, Cam Ward. They was like had the biggest jerseys like out of the draft, and it seemed like they was a little bit late on making Shador jersey. But once they made his jersey, if I'm not mistaken, his jersey is number 1 over everybody right now. And when I went to the website to buy it, that jump was like, hurry, it's almost sold out.
I'm flabbergasted. I mean, I don't even know if I don't know what to say about that, man. That's weird to me. I mean, there have been guys in the past who didn't get a lot of run, who I was a fan of, and I couldn't like the jersey was like nowhere to be found, and those people actually touched the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sure there was kids in Buffalo who wanted a Don Beebe jersey back in the day, and they couldn't get one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had to go to the game. You know, you go to the game, they got a little extra
a memorabilia store.
Yeah. But look, if you go back and think about the jerseys of like Cleveland Browns of like recent memory, I feel like they a lot of the times they do have like a high selling jersey person. Like Baker Mayfield jersey was super high. Johnny Manziel jersey was super high. Everybody had the Tim Couch jersey.
Yeah, I had one.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
And I'm a Washington fan.
Yeah. Yeah, cause it's like I don't know if it's just the combination. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Shador got a lot of fans and stuff from Colorado, him being Deion's son. I know that. I'm not trying to take away from whatever he got, but I sometimes I think it's just the combination a little bit too of who they are and where they went. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason it is, yo, the kid got the number 1 jersey. And he ain't stepped on the field yet.
Yeah, man, that's interesting in itself. Like that's a whole nother show in itself.
Yeah.
Talk about just that, you know. But I mean, as far as the game goes, I've got the Steelers winning this game. I mean, I've got them winning the game like pretty handedly. In fact, I think Dylan Gabriel, I think he's like the first like rookie quarterback to start for the Cleveland Browns in like 20 years or something that has thrown like 2 touchdown passes and no interceptions. But an interesting thing happened, I want to say either late last night or this morning. The Cleveland Browns and the Jaguars swapped cornerbacks. So they sent Newsome to the Jags, and I forget the kid's name for Jacksonville that went to Cleveland. That was a surprising trade to me because the Cleveland Browns, for as many problems as they're having, their defense seems to really have a sense of like cohesiveness, and they play really well together. So I was surprised to see them make that move.
Well, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, and that's very surprising. Because I don't think that defense needs any help, needs any tweaking at all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Myles Garrett is listed at questionable in this game. But I do believe that anytime Myles Garrett is questionable, that he's probably going to play.
Yeah.
Especially a game against the Steelers. So we will see how that game pans out. The next game we're gonna head over to, and you know, if you're still on here, we can talk about that Browns. I tried to avoid the Browns this week, but I'm sorry, guys. The Browns are the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, we could talk about Stefanski. We could talk about the quarterback room. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different elements of what's going on over there that always makes, you know what I'm saying, like top news. And you know, we could even be talking about if Stefanski loses this game, you know what I'm saying? What does that say for, is he on the hot seat? You know what I'm saying? What's going on in that boardroom? You know, why did it take him a week to say Shador was QB2? Did he think that was he thinking about is Zappi, right? It's not Zapp, it's Zappi, right? Bailey Zappi?
Bailey Zappi, yep.
Bailey Zappi. Was he thinking about putting Bailey Zappi at 2? And what would that have meant if Bailey Zappi was at number 2? There's so much stuff we could talk about with the Browns in that quarterback room. But let's go ahead and move over to the 49ers are playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both are 4-1 teams. Y'all already know who I'm gonna go with. I feel very safe with Mac Jones. I'm sorry. Look, Brock Purdy is my quarterback. He's my quarterback. But I feel very safe with Mac Jones too. You know what I'm saying? I think Christian McCaffrey is in mid-season form. I'm not sure if Ricky Pearsall is going to play, but I hope he does. I think he's still listed at questionable. And Fred Warner, I'm sorry, y'all. He the best linebacker in the league. Now, I mean, some people may disagree, but I still think he's the best linebacker in the league. I think our defense is still hitting and holding. Once we get back 100% healthy, I think we're going to be a really tough team to beat. But I think we're going to go in here and beat Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay, to me, has been a little bit easier to score on than they should be. So I think they got to tighten up their defense, and they got to tighten up their turnovers. I don't think they're going to, if they can not turn over the ball and their defense plays well, this is going to be a very tough game. I mean, Baker Mayfield is a MVP candidate. Egbuka, Rodney, you said last week, was one of your MVP candidates. Buddy Irvin is playing really well, even though he's questionable. What do you see in this matchup?
I see this game as a complete toss-up. If I probably don't have any loose change in my pocket, but if I had a quarter in my pocket, I would I would toss it in the air, and that's how I got this game going. I think this game is going to be played in a phone booth. I think it's going to be very physical, up close and personal. Everybody's going to be in everybody's face. I think Fred Warner and Baker Mayfield are going to be chirping all game at each other.
Yep.
And this is a game that if I can get my fire stick up and running before Sunday, I'm gonna definitely be tuning in, because my boys don't play till Monday night. So if y'all are not coming on TV on our side of the Americas, I definitely have to find a way to watch this game, because this game, I will not be surprised at whoever wins. And the winner of this game are already having the playoffs. I'll put it like that, because that's going to be a 5-1 record. It will be take some disastrous things to come about to prevent the winning team from going to the playoffs. Both teams are playing playoff football, and here's the thing about your boys is that Kittle is not there. Bosa's gone for the season. The way that they're winning, I mean, and I not to dwell in the past, but if you remember, I had y'all drafting Mac Jones years ago when he came out, and that didn't happen. But it does my heart some good to see him as a 49er, to see what could have been if he had been there in that system the whole time. Because make no mistake about it, the NFL is about systems, man. You plug a guy into the correct system and you see what he can do. Again, I think both teams have the potential to beat each other, and it's just going to be interesting. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat for that one.
Yeah, and you're very correct. And you brought up a thing about Nick Bosa being out for the year, and that's one of the parts of our defense I think that we have not really figured out. Is our pass rush has taken a little hit since Nick Bosa has been down, and I think it's going to be we have to get pressure on Baker Mayfield. He can't be sitting back there all day just throwing the ball, because right now he got the ball on the string and he's throwing the ball just as good as anybody else in the league. So we're going to have to really put some pressure on him. So, but I do agree with you. If either one of these teams win and goes to 5-1, we looking at the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But for one more thing to add to you saying the pass rush, that's the part that you think you guys have not figured out as of yet. I'll say this with this game, because Rashard White is good. So they really have two starting running backs on that ball club in Tampa Bay. So if there's not anything schemed up defensively, not only is the pass rush in this game going to show, but if there's nobody there to set the edge for Bucky Irvin or Rashad White getting around that edge has to be set, and the game can be won or lost right there in that department, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and get over to this is the Sunday night game, and we got the Detroit Lions against the Kansas City Chiefs in this Sunday night game. These are two really good teams. There's some really good throwback NFL games. I like seeing little throwback type of games like Detroit and the Kansas City Chiefs. But Jared Goff is having an absolutely great year. You know what I'm saying? He's 109 for 145, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 35 receptions, 6 touchdowns. My big boy Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, he got 5 sacks on the year. Kansas City Chiefs, Patty Mahomes, 116 out of 183, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. Patty Mahomes is also leading Kansas City in rushing. Tyquan Thornton, 13 receptions, 3 touchdowns, leading the receiving core. They took kind of a nasty loss last week. And we're going to talk about Chris Jones a little bit later in the show. But do you think this is the week that the Kansas City Chiefs get themselves together, or do you think this is going to be a very tough game and Detroit is going to run all over them? I'm picking Detroit, even though this is an Arrowhead. I'm picking Detroit. I don't think this is the week that they get it together. Detroit is a very hard team to beat. Every once in a while, you'll find a really good team who will come out in this season and lose the first game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that was, because I think if they play Green Bay again right now, they would beat Green Bay. I'm not going to say easily, but I think they're a better team than Green Bay. But I think the Detroit Lions just has too many weapons. I'm going to use the word culture. Their culture over there, you know how they like to say that about Dan Campbell. The culture over there in Detroit. That winning culture, that go for it on fourth down culture they have over there is just going to, it's just right now, they're clicking right now, and I think it's just too much for the Kansas City Chiefs right now. I do believe the Kansas City Chiefs will be a better team in the future, but I just don't think they're going to win this game at this particular time in the season. Rodney, what you think about the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs?
That's a good one. I have a feel like a Rodney Pete versus Steve DeBerg feel about this.
Oh man,
Eric Kramer, it's one of those, like you said, throwback. It has a throwback feel to it. I think the Detroit Lions are a much better team. Just top to bottom, they're a much better team, I think. But something in my gut is telling me that this trend. Okay, so we have the Eagles losing 2 in a row, correct?
Yes.
They lost to the Broncos and they lost to the Giants this last night. Things can just tend to take on a trend of their own and have a life of their own. So you got one Super Bowl winning team, I should say, lost 2 in a row. So now the Super Bowl team that their opponent could possibly lose 2 games in a row, and that would be good topic to talk about next week if that were to take place. And again, things do tend to trend in such a way, but I just don't see Andy Reid letting his boys go down, and that will make them 2-4.
Yep. Right now, 2-3. They'll be 2-4 if they take a loss.
What should happen is that Detroit Lions go into Arrowhead and prevail, but that's not what I have happening. Okay. I have the Kansas City Chiefs eking out a win.
What does this? So, but let me ask you a question. So, if it happens the opposite way, if Detroit wins and they go up to 5-1, and then you have the Kansas City Chiefs dropping down to 2-4, what does that say for the Detroit Lions, and what does that say for the Kansas City Chiefs going forward?
For the Kansas City Chiefs, it means instant big time trouble. They will have to run the table from that point on. And I know it's only 4 losses, but the way that the way that the league is going so far, they would have to run the table. For the Detroit Lions, I think that puts them. It might be a bit audacious for me to say head and shoulders above the rest of the league, but the way that Detroit is, like you said earlier, if Detroit played Green Bay today or tomorrow, Detroit would win that game.
Yeah.
I don't have a doubt about it. Um, I think it just solidifies Detroit's spot as the best team in the league right now. See, the league is so week to week, and then we got to take into account possible injuries. God forbid, but it happens in the league. Possible injuries coming about, could just change the course of everything. But as for right now, I think that would just put a spotlight on Detroit. Because look, winning the Arrowhead, even if Kansas City was 0-4 or 0-5, going to Arrowhead and winning is not easy.
Very hard.
So yeah, if they go in there and they get that win, I think that kind of, like I said, it puts a sole spotlight on them right now. There's a lot of other great teams in the league, but Detroit, again, with that winning culture that that Dan that Dan Campbell has brought about. you know,
Oh man.
yes, sir.
Oh man. All right. So let's head over to this week. We got 2 Monday night games. I'm gonna be watching one more than the other because I know they like to overlap.
Mhm.
So we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, there's not really much to say about. Well, let me rethink. No, I'm not gonna rethink it. I'm gonna pick the Bills,
Mhm.
but at first I was gonna say Bills, and they're gonna walk away with it. But Falcons, they have a lot of fight, and I think their heart and their will to win is kind of better than their performance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think they are a team that at least have some right pieces in place. But I do think that the Bills are going to go to Atlanta and win. Josh Allen, 107 completions for 152 attempts, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. Cook, 90 carries, 5 touchdowns. Kincaid is questionable. And then we got Michael Penix Jr., 78 for 125, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Robinson, 64 carries, 1 touchdown. Robinson also 18 receptions for a touchdown. Like, he's the leading running back. Running back and receiver. And as of right now, they are 2-2, so they are a 500 team. And I think that they want to win. They want to win bad. You know what I'm saying? And this might be a good game to watch because I do feel like that, like, even though the Jets haven't gotten the game, even though the Atlanta Falcons are 2-2, I still feel like these two teams, they play hard and they want to win. Much different than a lot of other teams. I even think much different than the Dolphins or some of these other teams in the league. But I still have Bills going in there, winning the game probably pretty comfortably, but not by a blowout, because I think the Bills play up to competition. I think they play down to competition. I think some games where they should actually win, beat a team by a couple touchdowns or a few possessions. They actually sometimes they only beat them by a touchdown or you know what I'm saying, a last drive where they go up and things of that nature. So I think it's going to be a little bit closer. They're probably going to win by a touchdown or maybe like 10 points. But I think they're a better team than Atlanta. But I do see Buffalo Bills winning this game. What's your takeaway, Rodney?
Yeah, I agree. I've got Buffalo winning. I think it's going to be a big day for James Cook. I think those 2 young guys they got over at defensive end, or like they like to call them these days, edge rushers. When I grew up, they were defensive ends.
Yeah, yeah.
Those guys, those 2 young guys, they can get some pressure on the quarterback. But I see. I kind of see Buffalo having their way with them because Buffalo wants they need some get back. not necessarily at Atlanta, just for themselves. They need to pick me up for themselves after that Patriots game. So I kind of see them kind of righting the ship as much as possible. Again, I'm not huge on Buffalo like a lot of people are, but I do see them having their way Sunday.
And just coming down from the news wire, Adam Schefter has said that Lamar Jackson is ruled out of this Sunday's game, so Lamar Jackson will not be playing, and the Ravens are not looking good. Not a good season for the Ravens at all. Let's get over to the next Monday night game. We got the Chicago Bears versus the Washington Commanders. This is going down right in and look, where y'all feel that now? Because y'all feel is y'all what city is the Commanders field is at?
If I'm not mistaken, the field itself where we play, we do everything. We do everything in Virginia except for play. And
Gotcha.
so we play. I believe the field is in Maryland, but the contract is set for 2030 for getting back in the old RFK building. We were trying to get in Loudoun County, Virginia, but I guess that fell through. They had plans and everything, the designs. It looked like a big spaceship, but I guess that fell through. So the new design that I've seen is for 2030 at the old RFK building in DC.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we got the Chicago Bears versus the Washington Commanders. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it simple and plain. If y'all know, tuned in on week one, I had the Washington Commanders as a top 5 team in the NFL, and I still do. I don't have them ranked in the top 5 in the power ranking just yet because they just got Jaden Daniels back, but I think with him back, he is so comfortable. And you know what? He scares me a little bit because sometimes he be on the sideline, he just be chilling. And I'd be like, yo, bro, if you don't grab a tablet and look at something, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he is so calm. And I think that's a great attribute of a quarterback is just being able to be calm when there's pressure on you. And I think I thought last week he looked great for his first week back.
Mm-hmm.
Krosky Merritt looked really good, ran the ball hard. Debo Samuel, like I said, he getting his second win over here with the Commanders, and I think he looks good as well. Good old Bobby Wagner. What? Bobby Wags is still playing in the NFL, y'all.
Yes, sir.
And he is leading the Commanders in tackles with 56. He used to give me freaking nightmares when he played over in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Washington Commanders are a really good team. Now, don't get me wrong. I really like what's going on in Chicago as well. Caleb Williams, I think he's starting to play better and more controlled. I feel like he was just a little bit too wild. I don't know about his coaching at USC. I mean, I think he might have been just a little bit too. I don't know. He just seemed like he's playing more controlled.
It looked like anxiety.
Yeah. You said it looked like anxiety right now?
Yeah, it looked like he was just too anxious. No,
Oh,
beforehand, it
before.
looked like he was just too anxious. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So I like the way he looks now, and he's always had the talent, but you know that quarterback position is not just about having the talent.
Right.
Swift, Deontay Swift. That's the first name. DeAndre Swift. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. 56 carries, 2 touchdowns, 187. I really like Chicago Bears, but they're going to go 2-3. But I think they're going to have a season where they're probably going to finish 500, which is going to be really good for them and their coach Ben Johnson over there. But I think Washington Commanders are going to go 4-2, and they're going to be a top 5 team in the NFL. So that's what I got for that Monday night game. What you got?
I mean, when it comes to my squad, I'm always kind of leery about making picks. I mean, I hope we go in there and handle business. I mean, we should. I feel like from top to bottom, I feel like we're the better team. I feel like there's a lot of holes we can take advantage of, especially, man, that defense. Chicago's defense is just like a colander. Like we should be able to do what we want to do, but now there's no Terry McLaurin still. Um, the way we've eased, since the beginning of the season, I've been wondering why are we easing in Bill. at running back, but I guess I can't complain with the success that he's having. But they're slowly easing him in. He's not starting games. They're bringing him in and using him sparingly. But um, I think we should just Bill should get 20 carries Monday night. Um, but if we stick to our game plan, and again, I mentioned this on the last show, if we can go in and stick to our guns and do what we plan on doing, I think we should win the game. I think it'll be close, just like the one last year. And I know Chicago, they want some get back from that Hail Mary. So I'm watching them,
I
so
forgot
I hope,
about that. I forgot
yeah.
about that.
So I hope Joe Witt Jr., our defensive coordinator, I hope he's locked into that, because when things like that happen, teams, coaches, staff, like, people don't forget that type of stuff, man.
Right.
So they've got bulletin board fuel over in Chicago to try to come in and turn that narrative over on its head. So hopefully we're not ahead of ourselves. Hopefully we're focused. I have us winning, but again, I hope we can stay the course and do what we need to do.
Yep, that's going to be a great game. Good Monday night football game. Just to reset the room, this is the Virtue.News Sports. That said, Linus, you got Helicopter Dad live in the audio room on Fanbase. Let's get into the top 5 power rankings, and this is heading into week 6. So this list did not include what happened last night, but at 5, I had the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they got a really great young receiving core, and that defense is really better than a lot of people think. So I had the Jaguars at 5. Number 4, the Buccaneers. They went and beat another 3-1 team last week, the Seattle Seahawks. And Baker Mayfield's the MVP candidate, so I had the Buccaneers at 4. Number 3, I had the Buffalo Bills. Once again, they took a loss, and like I said, they play up and down to their competition. They need to kind of get a little reset. They're still a top 5 team. I have them coming in at number 3. Number 2, Eagles lost against the Broncos, and there's a lot of things to make of it. They didn't run the football. Their defense let them down in that second half for letting the Broncos just do whatever they wanted to do on the field. We're going to really break down the Eagles in the next show that we do, the Week 6 recap. But going into Week 6, I had the Eagles at number 2. At number 1, I had the Detroit Lions. I just think they're playing better football right now than any other team. There's a couple teams that were fighting to get on there, but that's my top 5 teams. What teams did you like, Rodney, and what teams, maybe did I leave some guys off?
This is a real tough one, power ranking wise, to me, at this part of the season, because and I hate not to commit to it, but it's just so hard to, because I think the Bucs are playing great ball. I think Seattle's playing good ball. I think your 49ers are playing good ball. I think Tampa's playing good ball. I think Buffalo's playing decent ball. I think the Indianapolis Colts are playing phenomenal football.
Yep.
Their defense is one to be reckoned with. And I mentioned Seattle already, but it's while some people might not be super big on their offense, they've got a defense over there, and they've got key people at key pieces. So it's hard for me to set a top 5 power ranking when I feel like right now anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what I think I probably said it in the first episode. It's very, in the NFL, it's very hard to do power ranking and MVP rankings through like the first 8-9 weeks, because really a lot of these guys did not play in the preseason. A lot of these guys are you know what I'm saying? Just like when I talked about Christian McCaffrey, when I saw him last week, he looked better than I've seen him look in a very long time. And it's like some of these guys just get into mid-season form right around, you know what I'm saying, week 5, week 6, yeah, week 7. So it's very hard to pick teams as a power ranking. They're probably about, really like 10 teams, you know what I'm saying, that's probably in that top category. Let's get into just a little bit of quick news. Let's see. Just days after his most embarrassing moment of the season, Chiefs pass rusher Chris Jones addressed why he didn't give maximum effort on the Jaguars' game-winning touchdown. He said his social media accounts weren't deactivated as an attempt to avoid criticism. He says, it's a teaching point for me, a little adversity. Jones said Thursday, I can't think the play is over. It's a learning lesson. I thought it was over. I thought we had him down. So I kind of stopped and was about to celebrate. Then I realized he wasn't down. For anybody, for anybody coming at Chris Jones about a lack of, I guess people don't say the embarrassing moment or that he wasn't playing hard or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he has a great track record of playing hard. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on this play right here. Even though I mean they wasn't stopping the Jags. The defense were having a very hard time. But when he says I thought he was down, I can really see that because I think a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, from the TV thought he was down. But definitely if you're on the field and you're standing behind the offensive line and you're looking, it probably looked like he went down. Then he popped up and started running, and you probably thinking like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was down. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely see that. And sometimes things look better in hindsight, but you know, at least on the video, you know, it does look like he's not trying to go get Trevor Lawrence, but as long as mentally he wasn't like, I'm not even going to try, then there's nothing to worry about. And like I say, I think he has a great track record of being a very tough nose, being a very good, you know, one of the best defensive players in the league for the past 5 years. So I give him the benefit of the doubt on this. What do you think, Rodney? You think he was shellacking?
This one is classic because I got a bit of a story to tell. I'm a comment on this one, and then I got to run. I'll try my best to be with you full show on the next one. But
okay, perfect.
I'm a comment on this one because, as you know, my 11-year-old daughter, your niece, is a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yep.
And we watched this game together, and we watched this play in particular in real time, and we watched it over on replay several times since then. As the play was taking place, at no point did I think that he was down. Now, I'm not in Chris Jones' mind. I will give him somewhat the benefit of the doubt because his track record is impeccable. He goes hard, man. I mean, he had a death in the family last week, and then he showed up to the game like in a suit, like right before the game. I mean, this dude, his toughness, I think, and his willingness to play cannot be questioned. But on this particular play, I questioned the whole team because Trevor Lawrence fell down, and it was obvious that no Chief had touched him. This isn't college.
Right.
In the NFL, if you go down, you can get back up. He went down, and he fumbled like Fredo with the gun in The Godfather.
Oh, my goodness. I'm watching that joint tonight.
He fumbled around on the ground for an extra like second or two. He gets up, and these guys were not worried about getting. When I look at Chris, it looked like his head followed Trevor Lawrence. Now, maybe he felt like, oh, I can't get over there in time. But there were cornerbacks over there. There were other other teammates that were in closer proximity than Chris Jones was, that I felt like had a way better chance at getting to Trevor before Chris Jones did. Now, the fact that Chris Jones stood there and walked over, that looks bad, but he had teammates closer to the play that could have got to that man.
Yeah.
And that play looked very, very suspect. I wanted to bring that up in the last show, but I don't want to come with my lead conspiracy theorist hat, but that just looked very suspicious to me.
Yeah, it did. It like I said, it looks very, very, very bad on the playback. When you look at it, it looks very bad. But yeah, we look. These are things we have to monitor. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna monitor these things like this, especially with Chris Jones and the Kansas City Chiefs, because you know what I'm saying, there's gonna have to be some explaining at some point with these Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, we're giving them. Sir. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, she like the Kansas City Chiefs. Every week, she like, I'm gonna get rid of them. I'm gonna turn them loose. You know, she always she gonna like Detroit next. Watch what I tell you.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? So, but they gotta get it together. Because go ahead, have fun. Tell Janir y'all said what's up, cuz, and I'm just gonna get back to these last two topics.
All right, cuz. Have a good show, man.
All right, thanks.
All right.
So the next topic we're going to get into is Mac Jones is going to save the day in San Francisco. And I think he's actually saving the season. The Brock Purdy is out again. Mac Jones is still listed as questionable, but they believe that he's going to play in the game. And I believe that that this will Mac Jones is our MVP so far in the season, because without Mac Jones, I don't know where the season would have been. We are 4-1. If we can go into Tampa Bay and get us another win, I think this is going to be great. It's going to bode well for our record being 5-1 and Mac Jones playing so well. I am not on the board or on board for the well, who should we start? Or when Brock come back, should we just keep on playing Mac? No, Brock Purdy is the starter quarterback, and Mac Jones is just doing a great job of what he is supposed to do, which is be a backup quarterback, come in, play very well, and win some games. And that's what's going on. And it helps that he has Christian McCaffrey. Kendrick Bourne stepped up. We do have in San Francisco, we have a really great next man up mentality. And I think that's why a lot of times when we have problems with our health, as the 49ers, you do see Mac Jones stepping up. You do see Kendrick Bourne stepping up. Brandon Ayuk is out, so Ricky Pearsall is stepping up. And, you know, we always have that next man up mentality. So I really think it's great. So Mac Jones is saving the season for the San Francisco 49ers. And then we have Shador has actually been named QB2. Now there's many speculations because Stefanski, he had a press conference where he pretty much said that he was going to take the week to figure out who was QB2. Now people know that Joe Flacco got traded at the beginning of the week. He is now with the Cincinnati Bengals, and so people thought that automatically Shador will move up to QB2. They do have a guy on the practice squad named Bailey Zappi, who was drafted by the New England Patriots some time ago. And there was a lot of speculation that Bailey Zappi might be the number 2 quarterback and Shador was going to stay at number 3. Now, there's many different little, I guess, nuances and I guess many different ideologies on what that would have meant. But, I mean, Shador is named QB2. But if Shador was named QB3, people were thinking that Mike Stefanski was just going to do that just so if something happened to Dylan Gabriel, Bailey Zappi could come in mid-game, and that you don't want to throw Shador in a mid-game situation because he's a rookie. You want to give him a clean slate to really show what he can do and a full week of practice. Now, I don't believe in that, but some people said that's what they would have thought would have happened if Bailey Zappi was named number 2. Now, some people think that Stefanski don't even like Shador, never wanted to draft Shador. It was a owner's decision to draft Shador anyway. His guy is Dylan Gabriel, and that no matter what, he's not really trying to give Shador a shot on the field. He doesn't really have any use for him. He thinks Dylan Gabriel is going to be a really good quarterback, his guy, and that he want to keep Dylan Gabriel as comfortable at the starting position as possible. And it looks like that Stefanski even said that it was a GM decision or it was a front office decision on getting rid of Joe Flacco. So, the Cleveland Browns are just as the world turns. But so right now, Shador is QB2. There's also rumors or it has been spoken of that that Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, really likes Dion and really likes Shador. And so now people are speculating that, hey, maybe Stefanski knows that his job is at risk because if Shador gets in and plays really well, the next step could be bringing Deion Sanders in and having him coach the Cleveland Browns. We don't know. We don't know, but I do. I'm not going to. I would have started asking really serious questions if Bailey Zappi would have got moved to QB2. And I don't understand why Stefanski didn't just say early in the week, hey, Joe Flacco's going, everybody's going to move up. Dylan Gabriel's going to start, and Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB2. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Why wait at the end of the week in order to say it? These are all questions we have about Cleveland Browns. Are they being transparent? Are they handling things right? And then also, like we talked about earlier, Shedeur Sanders' jersey is flying off the racks. And so when you have a third-string quarterback who has a jersey flying off the racks, it does put pressure on guys before him and playing ahead of him to really play well, because, to be honest, the owners have a fiduciary obligation to make money. And this is a business. So what's the best fiduciary business plan for the Cleveland Browns is to have Shedeur Sanders starting. He's way more popular. So I think they're fighting against two different things right now. And so we're going to see how it all pans out. But yes, Cleveland Browns is playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dylan Gabriel is QB1. Shedeur Sanders is QB2. Bailey Zappi is QB3. This is the end of our show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back. This will be wherever you find podcasts. This will be also on YouTube. Make sure you like all of our shorts and our little clips and things of that nature. You guys have been supporting us. The numbers are going up each week. And so we are very grateful for you guys tuning in. But I'm going to go ahead and end the show there. Keep God first. And I will see you guys next week. All right, peace.